evening. We are live from the MCG in Melbourne, which is tonight buzzing with Brisbane pride after the Lions secured a second straight premiership, downing Geelong in a dazzling AFL Grand Final performance to go back-to-back. It was a crowd of over 100,000 people inside the Sporting Coliseum, and the maroon, blue and gold made their presence well and truly known, helping the Lions take down the Cats in a stunning display of Queensland spirit.
A sequel just as satisfying as the original. Unrivalled in the AFL again, no one can tame these Lions, Brisbane champions for the second year in a row.
So proud of this group, bloody hell, I'm pretty speechless. That performance was hard to describe. When we're on, we're on.
100,000 marched into the MCG to see the first ever grand final matchup between the Lions and Cats that even had canines curious, Snoop Dogg among them as the pre-game entertainment.
Drop it like it's hard, drop it like it's hard.
Bringing international eyes to the AFL, the American rapper teamed up with a local, performing a duet with Jessica Malboy. The crowd more in sync, singing along to an Aussie classic. Some Lion Cubs given the honour of leading out the team onto the G. Brisbane's 12-month hold on the Premiership Cup over. 4 quarters to determine if it returned to Queensland.
And we are underway, perfect bounce.
Kai Lohmann, an early casualty, last year's grand final hero, forced off, patched up and back to boot Brisbane's opening goal.
Follow this ball all the way through.
Geelong just in front after a tense opening term.
Can straighten up and go back.
Lachie Neale waited to be injected, surprisingly not starting, selected as the sub. 20-year-old Logan Morris, undaunted by the grand final pressure. The bigger the occasion, the better Charlie Cameron always seems to play.
50th goal in a final, if you don't mind. 4th grand final, and there's the motorbike, or is that the Snoop Dogg?
Levi Ashcroft equally entertaining in his debut appearance on the last Saturday in September.
Levi Ashcroft sends a bomb. They've kicked 4 of the last 5 goals.
A wrist injury and head knock hindered the Cats' best goal kicker. Others covered in an increasingly ferocious contest. The sides are unable to be separated at the main break.
And at half-time, scores are level.
Calming words from Chris Fagan in a quiet moment to regroup as Ipswich teenager Gout took centre stage. The guest starter for the halftime sprint, won by a Queenslander.
Walter's leading over halfway from McCreery, and it's a bit of an upset. It's Walter from the Gold Coast Suns.
Lions fans up early in Italy watching on, delighted to see Neale activated at the start of the third quarter.
Zorko gets the ball to Morris. No knock of the arms out the back door. To Koenig under pressure. Soccer goal!
Celebration subdued though for Brisbane, losing key defender Brendan Starcevic to concussion. The Cats' desperation costly. Their full forward Jeremy Cameron succumbing to injury. The Lions' target up front as reliable as ever when it mattered the most.
Cameron's got the speed. He'll kick his third.
Brisbane's belief unwavering as soon as the co-captain chimed in.
From 50, Lachie Neale! 3 in a row, Brisbane!
Thought to have suffered a season-ending calf injury, Neale's recovery remarkable, epitomising the dedication required to capture back-to-back flags.
Rayner kicks the goal! They are celebrating in Brisbane!
The Geelong side that had won 8 straight games, simply no match for the fast-finishing kings of the AFL jungle.
Off to Ashcroft, no way! What is going on?
A ruthless final term, producing their highest scoring quarter of the season to reinforce just why they're the best, winning 122-75.
Amazing scenes as Brisbane get it done.
Will Ashcroft joining an elite group, winning the Norm Smith medal as best on ground for the second straight year. Fittingly presented with the trophy by triple premiership winning Lion Jonathan Brown on the dawn of a new Brisbane dynasty. The current generation get their chance to win 3 in a row next year. Adam Jackson, 9 News.
Well, I'm joined now by Nine sport reporter Matthew Simpicus. Matty, you and I sat together for that whole game. It was a sight to behold and a history-making performance by the Lions boys.
Just incredible, Joel. And now the Lions are the most successful AFL team of the 21st century. Let that sink in. Absolutely remarkable. Those 3 premierships, the 3-peat back in the early 2000s, now back-to-back here at the MCG today. Just incredible stuff when you think about, you know, it's the Victorian Football League. Everyone says it's Victorian owner. Obviously, the old Fitzroy faithful will be in full voice tonight, but Brisbane now are the best team of the 21st century. So incredible, and it's just going to get better. 8 of this current 22 players are under the age of 22, so there's so much good times ahead for the Lions.
It was party time in that fourth quarter, but it was a tough 3 quarters before that. It was not done until late.
Yeah, absolutely. That first half, actually, it's the first time a AFL Grand Final halftime has been level since 1909, so a very tough first half. That first quarter too, we were both saying a few little nerves out there for sure, so they started to get a roll in the second quarter, but after halftime booted 13 goals and just ran away with it.
Well, you enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, and we know that there were plenty of people right around Queensland and also here in Victoria. There was a little patch of Victoria, Melbourne, that was unofficially deemed part of Queensland today. The Fitzroy faithful were at their home ground to cheer on the Lions boys, certainly taking in that full 4-quarter performance. And also, most of the fans here at the MCG, well, they're still inside seeing the boys enjoy their lap of honour, but we managed to grab a couple of them who are making an early dash to the pub.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, baby. The Lions!
As well as those fans in Fitzroy, the fans here at the MCG, there is a massive contingent back home in Queensland enjoying the festivities. Our very own Abby Gearan is at the Storybridge Hotel. Abby, tell us, what is the vibe like there where you are?
Yeah, Joel, for those of us who weren't lucky enough to be at the MCG, the next best place was undoubtedly here at the Storybridge Hotel. I cannot overstate just how incredible the atmosphere has been here this afternoon. The Lions certainly are the pride of Brisbane town tonight. They actually shut down the street here in Kangaroo Point to get everyone in. I'm told about 2,000 people piled in here. It was standing room only. They were on chairs, on tables, on shoulders, just to try and get a view of the big screen. And it really was at the end of that third quarter that those Lions chants started to ring out. Those few Geelong supporters who dared to venture in here, they made a swift exit from the premises, and as we counted down to the final siren, they were dancing on tables. But there is so much more to come. Of course, we are about to get ready for a code switch, aren't we? Because it all continues tomorrow afternoon when the Broncos take on the Panthers at Suncorp Stadium. Some people have already changed clothes for it, so you can just imagine how these guys are going to ride the high all the way over to Caxton Street tomorrow. A do-or-die clash. The Broncos battling it out for a place in the big dance. The chance to do what the Lions have done tonight. What a night for Brisbane, Joel. We are in for so much more. Live and free on Channel 9.
It sounds like a big party there, a party across 2 states. I would love to go and join everyone for a celebratory beer, but Mia, I'll be back a little bit later with some sport and a bit more analysis of this history-making win for the Lions.
Oh, it was a cracker, Joel. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Still to come, of course, in the bulletin, the Broncos battle at Suncorp, as Abby mentioned. Their do-or-die clash with Penrith tomorrow to take.
The Premiership party is in full swing at the MCG, where the Lions are celebrating a history-making grand final victory over Geelong. We return to Melbourne, where Joel Dry and Matthew Simpicus are soaking up the atmosphere. Fellas, so much to unpack from that incredible performance.
Yeah, you're right, Bronte, and I've got the man to unpack it. Matty, you've had a bit of time to digest that game, all the big moments. Pre-game, the biggest moment was Lachie Neale. Will they play him? Won't they play him? They did, as a sub, and it proved to be a masterstroke.
It was the talk all week, Joel. We were camped outside of Icon Park down in Carlton and watched him train and watched that fitness test. Bounced him on the way out, asked him, is he right? He said he was good to go, and you're confident he is the co-captain. He wouldn't let his team down, and he didn't let them down at all today. Came on at half-time, replaced Sam Marshall, and just really impressive, did his job, and that composure helped. I wouldn't say he won them the game, but he definitely helped compose and bring him to that really big half-time score. He had 17 disposals, 2 marks, 3 tackles, and that goal to savour. when they won, and then helped them obviously lift the cup.
Big goal. That was a big moment towards the end. Speaking of big moments, what about our back-to-back Norm Smith medalist, Will Ashcroft? Not many people can say that, back-to-back Norm Smith medalist.
Yeah, there's only been two, Andrew McLeod and Dustin Martin, to win back-to-back Norm Smith medals, and he's the youngest to be named best on ground in 2 straight premiership deciders. He's 21 years old, Joel. That is just absolutely incredible. I mentioned earlier that there's 8 players in this 22 that were out here today that are 22 years or younger. There's 3 teenagers. The future of the Lions is so good, and it's led by Will Ashcroft, no doubt a future captain to follow in the footsteps of Lockie Neal down the track. Just absolutely incredible. 32 disposals, 10 clearances, 9 inside 50s, 3 goal assists, and a goal of his own as well, just the same as Lockie. Absolutely incredible today.
Very well deserved. Speaking of history, this was the first time the AFL allowed songs to be played after goals were kicked. It's been a little while since we've heard Take Me Home Country Road regularly, but Charlie Cameron, well, they were blaring it through those speakers on the regular tonight.
Kicked 4 goals this afternoon, Joel. Just absolutely incredible. And as we were saying, in that third quarter, the game's still in the balance. It felt like it was Charlie Cameron when he kicked those goals that sort of got the party started for the Lions. And when he's on, it's a real barometer that Brisbane are on. There's 6 times this year he's kicked 3 goals or more, and they've won in every single encounter. So when Charlie's on, the Brisbane Lions are on, and they'll, singing it, Take Me Home Country Road, and they'll be singing it all night long.
No doubt. A big day. It's going to be a big night, Bronte. And also, it's a big weekend. We've had 1 out of the 2 Brisbane teams get in, but I thought I would leave the final word to Felix and Eli. Felix and Eli, take us out. What do you got to say?
Go Lions! Oh, well done, guys. Plenty of partying to come.
Thanks, Mia. Tomorrow night.
It was a whirlwind. It was crazy times.
We had 3 number 1s.
From pop fame and fortune.
My job was go out, sing, work, bring it home.
To a life of blues.
I'm so sorry. It's a Pandora's box.
Vanessa Amorosi's bitter financial feud.
This court case has cost you more than money. Yeah.
With her own mother.
Have a good day, Dale. It was a solid line drawn in the sand, and everyone had to pick a side.
That's tomorrow night after the block. Back to you, Mia.
Thanks, Adam. We'll see you then. Well, that is 9 News Queensland for your Saturday. Thank you so much for your company. Deborah Knight is coming up next with a current affair. And, of course, we've got the Broncos tomorrow in the NRL. Go Bronx. I'm Mia Glover. Good night.